And from what we understand now, the police are saying that he had 23 guns. I don't know. That's really crazy. I have no idea why he would even bring 23 guns into that hotel room, and how did he get them in there? You know, that's very strange indeed also, because I mean, he could carry them separate days, separate times, but still, that's a lot of guns. And most of them, I think, were like a long assault type weapons. So that's just strange indeed. And did the housekeeping not notice it? I thought I saw video and news information that they went into his room, didn't notice anything unusual, but that's a lot of guns. And what casinos have, especially Las Vegas, have cameras everywhere. That whole city has cameras everywhere. So we know they have video footage of him going in and out of that hotel. And I'd like to see the video footage of him bringing the guns into the hotel. And just how did he get them in there? Did he bring them in, because we all know you're not supposed to have guns in a hotel or anywhere like that. And so did he bring them in gun cases? If so, why didn't anybody catch that? Or why didn't that, you know, raise a red flag? Or did he bring them in? I don't know how he got them in, actually. It's puzzling, because most of them not even going to fit in a big suitcase. So I'd like to see the video of him getting the guns in there, and what type of, I don't know, how he had them wrapped, or case, or how did he get them in there. I'd like to see the video, because I know they have that video footage, and I hope they do release that and show us. But yeah, I'd like to see that. Of course, he had more weapons at home. We know at least 59 were killed and 527 injured, so it's the largest mass shooting in the history of the United States. Now I want to get into these pictures right here. This, of course, you can see in this first image. That's the casino down there on the left, Mandalay Bay. Now some people may not really be able to picture how high 32 floors up. If you look in the top right corner of this photo, you can see, but I can tell you right now, that is a long ways up. That's way up there. I mean, it's really way up there. In fact, 12 stories up is way up there. And of course, 32 is almost 3 times that height. So yeah, trust me, if you're not aware of how high that is a long ways up there. And he shot from those 2 windows you see in the left up there, where those red circles are. Now, I did some research, and I found out about the time of the shooting, the wind was blowing. It was kind of varying, so I'm not going to say it was just northwest, but it was blowing about 15 miles an hour. So that could affect the trajectory a little bit, of course. Not a great deal, I don't think. He had gravity to his advantage, because he's shooting down distance. I'll put it to you this, it was over 4 football fields long. A football field is 100 yards. So if you've ever been to a football game, most people have, that's over 4 times that length. So that's how far he was shooting down into that crowd. So that's a long distance. So you got to have a pretty good, some type of assault rifle, maybe something modified or something to reach that far. Now some of the gun experts, what type of gun it would take to shoot that far, considering the trajectory and the fact that he's shooting down, of course. But yeah, that's over 400 yards, and I'll get to the exact amount of that in just a minute, the exact length. But I don't know, it's strange. I mean, why do you need over 20 guns when you can only shoot 1 at a time? And we know from what we heard and what they said that he would shoot, and then he would obviously reload the gun and then start shooting again. I think back where she came from or something. And that makes no sense at all either, because you know, why did they think that she had come with him? And one of the news reports I read said that that he checked in under her name. That doesn't make sense at all. I mean, if he checked in under her name, I would assume she would have to be there with him. You know, if he's using her credit card, I don't know what they were doing, but for some reason he checked in under her name, and she was in another country. So that doesn't make any sense at all. In this next picture, you can see the exact distance, 437 yards. So that's over 4 football fields. So most people know how far a football field is. So you see up there where he shot from the Mandalay Bay Hotel, in that red square where that arrow's pointing, is where the area where he was hitting the people. That's a long ways, it really is. And being 32 floors up, I mean, there was a lot of people there. I think there's around 40,000 people or something, but he was shooting in one particular area, kind of up front, it seemed like. So it just seems like he had a mighty good shot. I mean, he was a mighty good shot. I don't know how he pulled that off. That far away, 437 yards, 32 floors up. That's with the wind blowing about 15 miles an hour. That's I don't know. That's pretty damn good. That's great. I mean, it's horrible what he did. Don't get me wrong, but he was pretty good at shooting. It seems like, and like his brother said, he's not ex-military or anything. He's no weapons expert. So I don't know. And here's another view here. You can see where his hotel was up on the 37th floor, and that red circular area was the grounds. That's the area. The center part, of course, being where the concert was. And this outlines it right here. You can see too. Circled is Mandalay Bay Hotel, and down below circled is the area where the concert goers were. So you kind of see there, and it's right in between the Las Vegas Strip there. Another view here where you can see the two circled areas. That's where he was. He was shooting from two different windows. From what I understand, he had a suite, and he had this for several days. I don't know. It definitely sounds like it was planned. I mean, you bring that many guns. There's no point to bring that many guns, obviously, unless he planned to do this. So apparently he planned to target this concert, and he knew what he was going to do. You know, that's the strange part about it. It's a country concert. I don't know. Why did he target this particular concert? Did he just want to randomly shoot a lot of people? And you know, he visits Las Vegas quite a bit, but why he targeted this country festival, I don't know. And but you know, I imagine when he made reservation to check in, he told him he wanted a high room because he got one of the highest rooms in the hotel. And he had to have known about that concert coming up because he knocked two windows out and had all these guns, over 20 guns. So it was planned, there's no doubt about it. But now here's another view here. You can see this is about what it would look like on the left part side of the stage. If you're looking up at nighttime toward the Mandalay Bay Hotel, you can see it up there. So you can tell it's pretty far away. I mean, if you're looking.
And the motivation that you describe, okay, to prevent any future incidents. And, you know, did this person get radicalized unbeknownst to us? And we want to identify that source. Okay. To prevent any future incidents. And, you know, did this person get radicalized unbeknownst to us?
It's shaping up to be a very deliberate act of terror. This individual parallels in many ways by age and by predisposition of being unstable the shooter who attacked Congressman Scalise back in June. It was a politically selected target. The perception was there was going to be a lot of pro-gun folks there, Trump supporters at this concert. So therefore, I believe the perception was by the shooter that this was a legitimate target of political expression. The very reason that Hodgkinson did what he did, and I believe Paddock did what he did, is because the left has now encouraged the use of violence as an extension and use of political speech.
So it's a stranger mass homicide, and a stranger mass homicide happens for one of two reasons. Either a person acting for a cause, or a person acting because he wants to transcend notoriety and kill as many people as possible, like a James Holmes. People who commit crimes for notoriety alone are young, and he's not. Absolutely, people who are gun enthusiasts and who are populists or nationalists in this country are dehumanized. They're demonized. The point is, his mindset is that they deserve to die.
Yes.
And so a person who adopts a cause may be otherwise law-abiding, but he feels righteously justified that the end justifies the means.
You said look at the target and work your way backwards.
That's right.
What do country music fans and country music artists represent?
It's Americana.
She would know everything intimately, Martha, about what he was doing. You cannot get past having a house full of guns by someone who is not in the military, has no previous record of wanting to do things with guns. All of a sudden he buys these, and we're talking about I've been told an estimate of $100,000 worth of high-end weapons.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So it's clearly something.
Subscribe now.